Many Cameroonians are disgruntled, justifiably so. And this comes at a time when so many people, so many Cameroonians, at some point were in denial that they had hope in them, that there could be a change in Cameroon. So many people did not want this feeling to come up after the results were proclaimed. And so they decided to stay with the narrative that there is nothing Cameroonians can do to get the current regime out of seat. Yes, they didn't want to be in a place where they will feel disappointed and disgruntled again. For those who did not even voice it, the truth is, within them, they had that tiny little hope that things could be different. I had multiple calls from different people telling me, hey girl, you see this thing you're doing? I just want you to prepare your heart, prepare your mind, because come October 27th, I don't want you to have a heartbreak. And I told them, I know, I am in the same place with you, but you know what? There is hope. And that hope, I decide to get my hope shine better than the fear or the doubt. And yesterday, a lot of Cameroonians, many Cameroonians, millions of Cameroonians were disgruntled. They were disappointed because once again, Biya got proclaimed as the president of Cameroon, giving him an opportunity to run for another for his eighth term, another 7 years, which means that if he lives longer, he will be 99 by the time his term ends. And who knows, he probably will say he wants to run again for another 7 years. You know, life is of God. When it is his time, he's going to take him away. But if you ask me, any man like him should be celebrating his life, his achievements, and enjoying his children and grandchildren. But yeah, here he is, standing up against the people's will. The same people who you say you are here to serve. They have told you they are tired, but you refuse to budge. People claim that, hey, he's not the one doing this. Hey, Mr. Biya is probably not even aware of what is happening. That is what some people say. That's what some people believe. Oh, there are people around him that are pushing these things. There are people around him that are making him do the things he does. If you choose to go with that narrative, if you choose to. But I know that if Biya loves Cameroon, if Mr. Biya loved Cameroonians, if he cared for his country, if he was a patriotic president, it will not cost him anything to stand up, put in front of that mic to say something, and it's like, oops, I'm done, people. You guys have used me enough. So I really do not stand with a narrative that he's being used, because I know if he's being used, then abuse needs to be reported. Somebody needs to report abuse. Maybe somebody needs to listen to Brenda Biya. Yeah, it's just unfortunate. And the most painful part of this, right? Again, this thing is just me expressing myself. So if you're listening to this, just know that I needed these emotions out of me, okay? The most painful part of this all is, if you watched yesterday, when the Constitutional Council declared the results, you looked at the people seated in that hall, wherever, whatever that is called. It is so disappointing to think that Cameroon has a youth population of about 70%. So 70% of Cameroon's population is made up of youths. And you see the people that sat there to read those results, people who could barely talk, people who could barely read the names out on the paper. At some point, you will wonder, is it because these people are under pressure? Are they under duress? Is that why they cannot call numbers? Is that why they cannot even read properly? It was so disappointing when the lady that read the results for the English-speaking side of Cameroon, for the English regions, she could barely call those numbers. She could barely say 123,000. She had to say 1, 2, 3 dot. Yes, this is because, Mama, you need to rest. You need to go home and enjoy your children and grandchildren. I don't know what these people have on you guys. I don't know what you're sitting there to benefit. I don't know why these people in Cameroon have decided to feed their greed and their ego on the wounds of Cameroonians who are on the streets crying and begging for change. Tchiroma called for a nationwide strike on the 26th of October. That's the day before the results were proclaimed. People came out, both at home and in the diaspora. People went out. Some other people stayed home because, yes, in some people's hearts, Cameroon cannot do this. And one of the things that I need to talk about is this whole concept of Cameroonians cannot do this. You know what has caused this is, and I was talking to some activists the other day, and I asked him, why do you think that whenever there is something that comes up that Cameroonians need to stand up and fight, the first reaction of Cameroonians is like, hey man, you people cannot do this. And I called it a brainwash. I know some people argue that it's not a brainwash, but I am convinced that it is a brainwash. We have been groomed to believe that we cannot do things. We have been groomed to believe that there is nothing we can do to get Mr. Biya out of seat. Yes, other countries make mockery of us. Even within Africa, I know Cameroon is not the worst country in Africa, but yes, we are worse in the sense that we have the oldest president, and regardless of what we do, they always succeed in squashing us. But one thing stays, that this year, 2025, Cameroonians realized it. Scales fell off their eyes. And they said, you know what? We have been living in this misery for this long. It's time for us to come out and protest. And that is what is currently going on in the country. Now, the question stays, how successful will this be? Will Tchiroma succeed in liberating Cameroon as he has promised? Or will Biya's regime succeed in squashing this protest? It is a very difficult crossroad to be in for Cameroonians. So many people tell you they are done identifying as Cameroonians. They are ready to take citizenship in different parts of the world. But what happens to whom is the question. Do these people even realize what they are doing? I was on social media yesterday and you're seeing young people writing, the motto for Cameroon is peace, work, fatherland. And now they have changed it to peace, work, find your line. You know what find your line means? They are escaping the country. If the youth in Cameroon are escaping Cameroon, I bet you that these people that claim to be leading us today, they are going to go by their natural clock. We know that all of us are going to die someday, but we also know that death comes with age as well. Oh yes, young people die. I might die before some of those people, but we know that they will go. And if these people care about Cameroon, they truly will let the young people work and benefit, use their talents, use their intelligence to build the country. They will not let us flee the country. They will not let Cameroonians run away. And to you neighboring countries and all the other countries of the world, if you sit down and fold your hands and say, hey, you see this thing that is happening in Cameroon is not our business because we have no vested interest in Cameroon. I'm telling you that Cameroonians will come into your country. We are coming. We will be there. Because there is nothing to live for in Cameroon if change doesn't happen. The elites continue to enjoy all the benefits of the country. Cameroon is Africa in miniature. Cameroon has natural resources. Everything that you can imagine that can be produced in Africa, Cameroon has some of it. So yes, Cameroon is a country that is endowed, it is richly endowed with natural resources. But what happens? These resources, people like France, countries like France come and exploit it and just want to keep Cameroon under their toenails because they want to be in control. They don't care how the Cameroonian survives. They don't give a damn. They tell us that, hey, we used to be colonial masters and we are out. No, France is not out of Cameroon. France is still ruling Cameroon through the stooges that we have in the regime. I read a post today on NG Legit, and they were asking like, hey, is Trump going to call on France, on Macron, to, hey, what are you doing in that country? Why are these people crying? Will Trump do that? My American people, I know that there are conservatives who say here that it is not America's business, let Americans mind their business. But I also know that when America has vested interests, they will care. Will they care about Cameroon? I doubt it. But can they call on to France to say, hey, leave these people alone. Get your fingers out of that country. Don't you think that that 92-year-old man is old enough to retire? Can America call on Macron to do that? Can Macron stand up and say, hey, Mr. Biya, I know that you got put here, because that is one of the challenges that Cameroonians have. Biya was never elected into office. Okay? In 1982, Ahijo appointed Biya, told this young man, handsome young man at that time, and you could look at him and you see a bright future for Cameroon. Little did we know that Cameroonians were getting cursed with a man that would damage the country for 43 years and looking to go down the line for half a century to continue damaging the country. When Biya was appointed in 1982, so many people thought that this was the future of Cameroon. He was such a cute man. He was such a handsome man. So you could look at the pictures. People were proud to have the picture of Paul Biya in the walls in their homes because they thought that this was hope for Cameroon. Little did they know that no, Biya was a cankerworm that was put in Cameroon to damage the country. What is better in Cameroon? We ask these questions all the day, every day, all the time. We are told that yes, politics is not a clean game. Politicians will steal, they will lie. Okay, yes, politicians steal and lie. But you know what? At least give your people some love. It's not like politicians in other parts of the world that have better countries, better roads, better education, at least a better standard of living. It's not like those politicians don't steal. I cannot swear by any of them. But hey, in Cameroon, our politicians steal. They don't invest in Cameroon. They take the money out of the country. They put this money in houses and stack money in homes. Steal and invest in the country. Steal and make more money in your country just by building roads that people can drive on. Giving the people the economy, create jobs. Because it's not because there is no money. It's just because the people who control the money are so greedy. They don't even want to use the money for themselves. They don't even want to invest that money in the country so it can generate them more income. Because yes, growing wealth is not something that they care about. They still believe in stacking money in their houses, in rooms in their houses. You find physical cash. This has been caught in Cameroon multiple times over the years. Why is this money not circulating in the economy, giving a better life for the people? Why? Why are the roads in Cameroon still so horrible? Why are our schools like that? Why can children not have good education? Why can we not invest in our own country? Why? It is such a despicable situation to be in. So when you hear Cameroonians saying we are tired, they are truly tired. They are truly tired. We are not a poor country. A country, again, I can't remember the last time they did a census in Cameroon, but the population of Cameroon has stayed at 30 million for over 10 years. But with the English crisis, the Anglophone crisis that has been going on since 2016, we know that Cameroon has lost people. The Northwest is deserted. Families have lost family members. Some parts of the Southwest are overcrowded while other parts are deserted. Is that even the real head count in Cameroon now, 30 million? I doubt it. Because the country has been so unstable that even to have a real census, they have not done it. But there is a ministry for that. There are people that get paid for things like that. But nobody is doing the job. Cameroonians are just looking for change. All they are asking for is change. Nobody cares about Biya'S age. Nobody cares about all of these people in power that have decided to steal from the country and rebuild and build their own families, send their family members abroad to live exotic lives. We don't care about that. We just need change. We just need an ability for someone else to get in there and try another strategy. That is all what we're looking for. So when you see the Cameroonians on the streets today protesting, when you see Cameroonians talking or making videos and feeling this disgusted, it is because we have lived this thing for 43 years. And today they tell us that for another 7 years, we are going to live this. So Biya is going to put Cameroonians under this duress, under this pain for 50 years, for half a century. Come on, people. Come on. This is gross exaggeration. This is gross exaggeration. What can the people do? Yes, they are out there protesting in different parts of the country. Out in the diaspora, we went out and did our own little protest to say, hey, there was election fraud. These are not the right results of the elections. Please, we want the right results to be proclaimed. That is all what the protests were for. The protest was just for the right results to be proclaimed. That somebody, whether it's a body of people, needed to look into the results that were being proclaimed by the Constitutional Council. Because we know that history has it all the times that Biya has won elections. If you go as far back as 1992 in the days of Nijon Frunzi, in 2018 in the days of Kamto. Biya always wins with a 2 million votes number. It is a playbook that is being repeated. That since 1992, that Cameroonians got tired of all of this, come through to 2018, and today 2 million Cameroonians still go in and cast a vote for Paul Biya. No, that is not true. This needs to be looked into. This is not right. This is some total freaking rigging of elections. It is. And to think of it, go to the Northwest and the Southwest regions, right? People are disappointed. People are asking the questions, where are these numbers from? The Northwest and the Southwest regions, these are two regions in Cameroon that have been in war since 2016. And if you ask yourself, how come Biya won in these regions? The same Biya that has repeatedly ignored the cries of the English-speaking Cameroonians and used his stooges that come from these regions to kill these people. He has used his stooges to inflame this protest, to inflame the struggle. When this Ambazonia struggle, as they call it, started, so many English-speaking Cameroonians believed in it because, yes, the people felt that they had been suppressed. They felt like their voice was not being heard in the country. So they stood up and said, hey, you know what? We know Cameroon is English and French. It is time for us to have our own federalism. We want decentralization. We want to run our things. We don't want to be answerable to Yaoundé. When I was part of this struggle, when I believed in this struggle when it started, before it got infiltrated, the truth is that I was looking forward to that. I believe in decentralization. I believe that if the regions are given the opportunity to run their things and report and only make reports to Yaoundé and go move away from whatever Biya'S says, that when Yaoundé breathes, Cameroon moves, no, it is not a good way to run a country, at least to my understanding. That is what the Anglophone struggle was about. But Mr. Biya used his stooges to inflame, to infiltrate that struggle. And for 10 years, that struggle has been going on. No result, no positive results. So many people moved away from the struggle because we realized that the struggle became no longer something that was in the favor of the English-speaking Cameroonians, but something that destroyed the English-speaking Cameroonians the more. Millions of people got killed. People lost their homes. People became displaced. For so many years now, we've heard about IDPs, internally displaced people. These are people who came from these regions because their homes were either burnt down, their schools were burnt down, their living areas had been infested by gunmen. Then you tell me that these same people went out and voted massively for Paul Biya? No, that is not true. That is not true, and we know it. But then the question comes down to it again. Is it Mr. Biya that comes down to rig these elections? It is not him. It is his elite. And these elites are our people. These are our family members, our fathers, our brothers, our uncles. The same people that we live in the same homes with. The same people that sit and watch the regime extort, marginalize, and just inflict pain on their siblings and relatives. Then you ask yourself, what do they have on them? Why are they doing this? Why? Why do you think that these people, because again, I like to call this out, right? Forgive me if you think I'm very emotional here, but I like to call this out. These are Anglophones, these are Anglophone Cameroonians. I hate to demarcate Cameroon within Anglophone and Francophone because I know that these are things that have been used, these are words that have been used to divide us and make us hate each other for nothing. Okay, for nothing. We are just a people. But the Anglophones had to come up, the English-speaking Cameroonians had to come up and speak up because they felt neglected, which is very valid. It's something that if you've lived in Cameroon as an English-speaking Cameroonian, you know the struggles of English-speaking Cameroonians. So sometimes, in as much as I hate putting that division among Cameroonians in general, it is a fact. It is something that needs to be taken care of. And the hope is that if this revolution succeeds, Issa Tchiroma Bakari can help us clear these lines. We just want to be Cameroonians. We don't care about Francophone or Anglophone. We just want to be Cameroon. We just want to be one people. Yes, let us. Decentralization is amazing because it even helps in the development of the country. But we just want to have that identity, that unity, that we are Cameroonian. So it still beats my imagination that after what English-speaking Cameroon has gone through for the past 10 years, the Constitutional Council believes that they voted massively for Paul Biya. 86% win in the Northwest region and about what, 57, 58 in the Southwest region? That is a big fat lie, and we know it. We know that this is a lie, but what can we do is a question. What can we do? The protests are out there, and I respect the people who are out there protesting. But what is going to happen? What happens to them? Will this protest shaken this regime? Can this protest be strong enough to make these people pick up their bags and run? Is it possible? What's the next week going to look like for Cameroon? Is it going to intensify and put the regime under so much pressure that they give up? Or will the regime, with the help of France, bring in more soldiers, more military to squash the protesters? It's a question that I throw out there to every Cameroonian that happens to watch this. Where do you think this is going to lead us? How is it even possible that somebody lies so blatantly in front of millions of people? How is this even possible? What happened to the power of truth? Cameroonians, a big part of Cameroon are Christians. A big part of Cameroonians are Christians. These people have prayed. And I keep saying this thing. We are told that faith without works is futile. But again, Cameroonians have put in the work. They are trying their best. They are out there. They are fighting. They are losing. People are dying. They are losing their lives. The soldiers are killing people. The same soldiers that we keep begging that they should come on our side. The same soldiers that we keep saying to them, this is our fight. Our sufferings are your sufferings. Please do not let the regime use you. Come to the side of the people, because what we are looking for is something that will benefit even you with the guns in your hands. Please do not shoot at your brothers and sisters. Do not shoot at them. Ask yourself that what are these people doing wrong that you're shooting at them? They are out there just protesting for change. They're tired. They're tired of all this stagnation. They're tired of the joblessness. They're tired of their children sitting on the streets and crying. They're tired of hunger. They just want change. They just want somebody to rule the country that cares for the country. Somebody that looks at the country and cares for the development of the country. Not somebody that makes the country so unconducive that people want to flee. That people want to run away to other countries to seek survival. We are just looking for change, for somebody that will make Cameroon great again, so that even the people in the diaspora will feel that urge to come back home and enjoy the benefits of Africa in miniature, the benefits of the motherland. Please, soldiers, do not shoot at your brothers and sisters. What they fight for is for your own benefit as well. I rest my case for today.
Ouais, Tchiroma là.
Give me photo.